Bro, I'd be like, where are you? What's up, everyone? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today for me has been pretty good. I can't complain. Just been chilling and living, and that's all you can ever do. Yeah, I am excited for this weekend because it's going to be my little cousin's 5th birthday party, so I am going to dress up. What am I going to dress up as? I don't know. I'm going to post pictures after I'm done next week. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and that follow button because you guys will see some pretty dope pictures. I'm trying to go with something funny. At first I was like, maybe I'll dress up as, I don't know, Doc Ock or something because he loves Spider-Man. But then I was like, I don't have that kind of time. So yeah, I'm going to not dress up as that. Anyway, I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I have a few ideas and we'll see how it turns out. Hopefully it'll be really funny. I'm excited for today's, I'm trying to get my computer started at the same time, so these things keep popping up and I gotta hit the X button. But I am excited for today's video, and this is going to be a really fun video. It is a rubber video. It's SCP-1471 MALO version 1.0. That sounds like kind of computeristic, so I'm not sure what to expect. I'm very excited to see it, and I'm always excited to learn more about some more SCPs. And by the way, since we're on that subject, I've been thinking about doing some independent SCP videos. What do you guys think? Maybe talking about SCPs, kind of like ranking my top 5 SCPs. If you guys have some SCPs that I should include in that video, that are my top 5, maybe top 5 most dangerous SCPs. Is that a good one to do? I don't know. We'll see. You guys comment down below what I should do and what those SCPs should be. That would be awesome and help me out a lot. So anyway, guys, I'm super excited and I don't think we can wait another minute for this video. So let's get started. 3, 2, 1, go.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Oh man, here we go.
They felt helpless. All they could do was just sit in the bathroom and hope they would go away. The room felt like their only safe haven until they were exposed to them for too long.
What is
Hello,
this?
Everybody.
What
I'm the
is
Rubber.
this?
Today, we bring you SCP Foundation Euclid Class Object SCP-1471.
Okay, so it's Euclid. All right.
SCP-1471, also known as Mallow version 1.0.0, is a free 9.8 megabyte application for mobile devices, distributed in online application stores with this description. Never settle for those awkward feelings of being alone ever again. Mallow is an exciting and interactive experience that will keep you engaged and intrigued.
Well, that's
the
never
anxiety of social situations can be nerve-wracking, but after just a few hours of Mallow, you will soon forget all about those painful emotions of disappointment. Be part of the new craze that is quickly becoming the next social substitute. Remember, the more you participate, the more Mallow will engage you. Your experience is completely up to you. Absolutely no ads. Enjoy. 1471 has no listed developer and is somehow able to bypass the application approval process to go directly to distribution.
Interesting. That's very
1471
hard
is
to do.
also able to avoid removal by other program manager applications.
Wow.
After SCP-1471 is installed, it
You're
will
dead.
then begin to send the user images through text messaging every 3 to 6 hours. All images will contain SCP-1471-A, either within the background or foreground. SCP-1471-A appears as a large humanoid figure with a canid-like skull and black hair. On the first day of installation...
Hold on, I'm pausing right there real quick. I just want to say, that first part where it talked about social interactions and stuff, that would be perfect for a first-time date. Little app to get your mind off things and just, kind of escape it. But I don't think that was the purpose of the app. I think it's going to turn pretty dark soon. So, yeah, let's get back to that.
The mobile device will receive images taken at locations commonly frequented by the user. After 48 hours, the mobile device will receive images taken at locations that were recently visited by the user.
That's scary.
After 72 hours, the mobile device will receive images of the user in real time, with 1471-A appearing within close proximity to the user.
Bro, I'd be like, where are you?
Users with over 90 hours of exposure to the continuous images will begin to briefly visualize 1471-A within their peripheral vision, reflective surfaces, or a combination of the two. Continued exposure to 1471 after this point will cause irreversible and sustained visualizations of 1471A.
So you just visualize
Users at this
them?
stage have reported periodic attempts made by 1471A to visually communicate with them, but fail to understand or comprehend these. Currently, the only known treatment to reverse 1471's
Shock therapy.
effect is to eliminate the user's
Shock
visual exposure to the images prior to 90 hours after installation. To date, no apparent hostile activity has been reported regarding 1471A. All mobile devices that have 1471 installed are to be confiscated and analyzed for any potential leads to other possibly affected devices. Afterwards, affected devices are to have their batteries removed, be assigned a designation, and be placed in Storage Unit 91 at Research Site 45. Here's a story from a man called William about his experience with 1471A, which he calls it Capone. William
weird
started
to see him behind him.
seeing Dr. Laura Brenz 2 years ago, after he first met Capone. William said, "I was scared when I first saw him. It happened just as you told me. The messages, the pictures, seeing him around every corner afterwards. I was so young. Who wouldn't have lost it?" Believe me, William, I know many people have reacted the same way. Fear is a more common reaction to the unknown than you think.
I'd be like, why are you so
Dr.
close
Brenz
to me,
consoled
man?
him.
Give me some space.
It's not that I'm afraid of him anymore. I mean, he makes me jump when I see him in the morning. I don't think I'll ever get used to that. It's just the bad connotations he has, William rebutted. I know that he does, but it happened 2 years ago. I know it's hard for...
All right, I'm pausing right there. My next question is, so he says if you keep looking at the screen, you'll keep seeing them and it gets more vivid and things. So is it like a drug and it kind of keeps him attached to the phone? Is that how the app works? I'm kind of curious about that. That's actually kind of interesting. But yeah, that's one question I had. Let's keep going.
For you, especially with your shadow. But you need to carry on, Dr. Brenz stated. William just sighed as she continued. Our session is almost up. We made some real progress, William. When you get home, I want you to think back to your first experience and write as much as you feel comfortable sharing. Is that all right? Yeah, thanks for seeing me. William then drove home from the doctor's office.
Oh, geez.
He drops the
This is not going to be
backpack near
good.
the door. Go to the patio. Wave to Capone from the mirror.
Hey, what's up,
Fridge,
buddy?
Drink, chair, crash. He grabbed a few sheets of paper and a pen. Bit by bit, he pieced together the sequence of events that led up to this point. According to William, Capone had been with him ever since he was 15 years old.
Damn, that's pretty young.
One day, Sarah, William's sister, told him about an app that she downloaded. She said to William, "It tracks you through your phone's GPS and sends you pictures of the places you've been, with a really cute monster placed in the photo to
Cute
make it
monster.
look like it's following you." Her description of it sounded pretty cool to him, so he asked Sarah to help him download it on his phone. After some prodding, she found the app, which was a surprise to the both of them. It was obvious that his phone didn't have any kind of GPS, but neither of them had even thought about it until much, much later.
Got a razor flip phone.
Soon, William received his
That'd be
first
crazy.
picture. The first picture he received was a photo taken in his school's courtyard, with Capone sitting on one of the benches. Capone was covered in his black, matted fur, with his knife-like claws, a set of blank, pure white eyes, and that face, which was merely a skull
That is
belonging to some kind of large
not even a
beast,
cute monster.
looking directly at them with that large, wolfish grin. William gave the phone back to Sarah, telling her how terrifying it was, and that he didn't want to receive such messages anymore. She just jokingly punched his shoulder, saying, "I'm sure he'll grow on you eventually. Tell you what, if you can put up with him for one whole week, we'll go see that movie you've been wanting to see.
Oh, she
If he still
totally
gives you
killed him.
nightmares, we'll delete it. If you end up liking it, we'll laugh about it later. Deal?" William looked at it again and unwillingly agreed to it.
He just wants to
Sarah
watch a
was
movie,
ecstatic
man.
after that and showed him all the pictures she received. She only had 3 so far. One at her office, one at the park, and another on the road they lived on. Each picture containing her own clearly visible entity. Sarah told William that she had named it Cassandra.
Cassandra.
After that night, William
Cassandra.
continued to get pictures
Stop
of Capone
creeping on
for a
me.
while, following him at school, the bus stop, his street, virtually everywhere he went. Some days later, William got called out from class by Sarah. While driving back home, she kept asking questions about Capone.
So it's Cassandra
Sarah
or
then told
Capone?
him
Which is
they were
it?
being pursued by something. She had no idea on how they were doing it, but she knew that they knew where she and William lived. She
Dang.
couldn't figure out how to delete it. She said she tried everything, but couldn't find a way to get rid of it. She couldn't even find where the app went. Suddenly, William got a text from the app.
They're in the
Sarah
car.
froze and stared at him, as if to say, "Don't look at it." But he did it. The photo was taken from the hood of the moving car, giving them a clear view of what was behind them. Capone took up most of the back seat and towered over William.
Bro.
They both turned around, preparing to scream at the monstrosity behind them. But when they did, the seat was empty.
It's not there.
They didn't know what was happening or what to make of it, but they felt that the only thing to do is to run away, abandoning the car. They hastily ditched the car, ran the rest of the way to the apartment, and locked the door behind them.
Jeez, I'd be like,
They locked themselves
how'd
in
you
the
get in my car?
bathroom and waited. They just stayed there, even when they got a message from Cassandra or Capone. Sarah would scream at them, asking why they were following them, and begged for them to be left alone. They felt helpless.
oh no.
All
oh
they
no.
could do was just sit in the bathroom and hope they would go
He's
away.
coming. He's coming.
The room felt like their only safe haven, until they were exposed to them for too long.
Bruh.
Sarah started to panic, saying that she kept seeing one of them behind her. He tried to calm her down by telling her that maybe they were not really there. Then he saw Capone in the mirror.
Capone was like, I'm here.
William
What's up,
convinced
boy?
Sarah that they needed to leave the room right away. They couldn't stay in the apartment forever. They called the police and they both helped. Everyone's case was different in terms of interaction, but for William, Capone was always in a mirror or some reflective thing large enough to show it.
Man in the
Capone
mirror.
was
Or
predictable,
wolf in the mirror.
and William could always find ways to block him out when he needed it. He learned how to expect Capone, and after a while, Capone kind of grew on him. Capone always seemed to try and interact with him, even if William didn't understand what it was trying to say most of the time. But he would greet Capone with a casual wave as he passed by it from the living room mirror.
Interesting.
And eventually, Capone started to wave back.
Capone's like, I just want a friend,
Capone
man.
kind of became a constant companion to William. However, Sarah was not as lucky as William. Her case was much more serious. She saw Cassandra everywhere she looked
Oh.
and around every corner. Unfortunately, Sarah couldn't handle it anymore and took her own life.
Oh, that sucks.
Now, every time he sees Capone, he is reminded of what he did in the car that day. If he didn't pick up that text, she would still be here. But then again, who would have known? No one knows who made the Mallows or why. No one knows if anyone actually made the app. 2 years since the incident, William learned how to get used to Capone being there and carry on with his life. Despite everything, William found himself talking to it, like one would talk to a dog or cat
Come here,
about
little
their day
Capone.
when they're alone.
That's pretty funny.
William always said to Capone, "At least I know you're interested." Before
Dang,
we end this
it's kinda
video,
like a,
we are proud to
kinda like a
present these
girlfriend.
incredibly sweet pieces of fan
Which
art.
I don't have.
A big thank you to all
It's
of
fine.
you. You can now send
Good
us
video,
your
though.
fan art,
Good
and we will
video.
be more
We're
than
gonna talk
happy to
about this
show
one.
off your
Pretty
best art
interesting.
piece in our next video. Check out our description below on how to submit. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Which SCP do you want to see in the next video, and why it is interesting? Let us
I should
know
do
in the comments
SCP-001.
below. We
That
will
was-
draw
I
your
already
story
watched the
and
Guardians
share
of
it with the
and I wanna
world.
watch it
Don't
again.
forget to
Looks pretty
click
good.
like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell. Please share it to your friends if you like this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the
Good
next
video.
video.
All right, so that was actually a pretty interesting SCP. So it doesn't really hurt you. I mean, obviously the Cassandra was being a little annoying, but Capone was pretty cool. He's pretty chill. But yeah. So I guess you could look at it two different ways. It's good and bad, but I don't know. I think that's a pretty interesting one. It's pretty interesting that they don't know who developed that app. They can't even get into the software. Apparently, no IP address hit it. So that's interesting. I think this was a good SCP to watch. 1471 was definitely a little bit different, weird, different. Wouldn't say it's the worst SCP by any means, but it is definitely different. I'm waiting for them to come out with that last SCP video that they did that said to be continued, but they never have continued it. So I am chilling and waiting. But interesting. but interesting SCP. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And let me know what else I should talk about down below and what else I should do and stuff. Because I love talking about SCPs and stuff. So anyway, thanks for watching the video, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.